Well, as you guys could probably tell, I'm here in the new setup, and if you guys watched the Raptor video, you guys will know that by now. But we are here, guys, and like I said in the Raptor video, this will be the setup that it will be having moving forward. Now, things will be changing on the go. The jerseys I'll be moving around once in a while. Hopefully the backdrop will be changing with the brown background. I don't really like that whole thing. And I know the sound quality might sound a little echoey, but again, guys, this is all a work in progress. If you guys follow me on Twitter, you would have seen that I tweeted out about that it would be in the new setup, and it's still a work in progress, guys. So bear with me, but this is kind of the layout we're going for when it comes to the new setup here. All right, but let's talk about this ball game. Jays lose 3-0. Shutout again. Back-to-back games. This time you lose 3-0 instead of 8-0. Well, I guess it's a step in the right direction, ain't it? Aaron Sanchez, after calling out his team after his last start, gets a chance here to kind of, show everybody why he said what he said and that he has the right to say what he said. Now, even though I don't really agree with the way he put it and really come into the media and saying it, but he did go out there today, and after that first inning, he had a rough one in that first inning. He threw 30 pitches in the first inning and only walked in the first run of the ball game. But other than a bases-loaded walk, nothing else happened in that inning. So you got to give him that, right? And as the innings went along, he wasn't that bad. Then he gave up a 2-run shot to Mitch Garver there in the top of the 6th inning. But again, other than the 2-run shot and the bases-loaded walk, and that first inning, really, Aaron Sanchez was pretty damn good. He threw a lot of strikes in the ball game. How many people did he walk in the game? 3. He walked 2 in the first inning. He pitched 7. The 6 remaining innings, he walked 1 guy. And if I'm not mistaken, on that home run there in the top of the 6th inning, no, it was a single. I thought it was a walk to lead off that inning, and then they got the 2-run shot. But it was a single from Rosario. So Aaron Sanchez wasn't all that bad. But the Blue Jays don't get much offense. 6 hits in the ball game. I think they had 4 against Jose Barrios in the 4 innings that the 7 innings that he pitched. Did not walk a batter, struck out 5. He was dynamite. You kind of saw that coming the way the Jays' offense is right now. Plus, he's a damn good pitcher. And as for the Jays' offense, Dustin Smoke went 1 for 4. Randall Grichuk went 1 for 4. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. went 1 for 4 with a single to the opposite field there in the bottom of the 9th inning. Billy McKinney went 1 for 3, Brandon Drury 1 for 3, and Luke Maley 1 for 3, and that is it for the Blue Jays offense. Nothing else. I mean, it is terrible all around. Ryan Tepera went in and gave up a couple hits, but didn't allow a run in his inning of work, dropping his ERA to 4.32. It's more respectable now from that 10 ERA that he had a little while ago. And Ken Giles, it's not a save opportunity, but heck, he needs to get some work in. So he pitched an inning, struck out a batter, no hits, no walks. Good job for Giles, a 1.65 ERA there for him. Again, I'm going to continue to say it. He pitches like this consistently over the rest of the first half of the year for the Blue Jays. Would not surprise me if he's an all-star. But again, you never know what's going to happen, right? Now let's get to the fun stuff, because the first 3.5 minutes have been about the stinky Blue Jays game. Let's get to some interesting stuff down in the minor leagues. Well, down there in AAA Buffalo, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. went 1 for 5 with a run scored in the ballgame. He's hitting .342 is Lourdes Gurriel. And my main man, Ben Revere. He gets assigned there to AAA Buffalo. Goes down there. In his first game, his batting second in the lineup, he goes 2 for 5 with a couple RBIs. Scores a run as well. Ben Revere at it again. Please bring him up soon. I know he played 1 game in AAA and he hasn't played it all this year. It'll take him some time to get going, but I want some Ben Revere. I think you guys do as well. You know why? Sentimental reasons. When this Jays team was not good many years ago. What got us through those years? Guys like Johnny Mack, right? John McDonald. Heck, he was on these teams. By the way, it's a Scott Rowland jersey if you guys are wondering, and that right there is a Vernon Wells signature. Pretty damn cool. But, I don't even know where I was getting at with that. Well, with the Ben Revere, right? We loved Munenori Kawasaki, right? We fell in love with these guys, even though the Jays sucked. You go to the ball game and you see a guy like that. And Jays fans have sentimental feelings towards Ben Revere because of that 2015 run. He was such an integral part to that run. And then they trade him for Drew Storen in the offseason, who Storen does terrible. Revere has a terrible time there in Washington. And both careers kind of fall apart and collapse. Ben Revere goes to the Angels, becomes a part-time player, and then has nothing happen for him this year. Gets signed to a minor league deal by the Jays. He goes 2 for 5 in his AAA debut. Ben Revere, we're all vouching for you, bud. We want you back up here. I miss Ben Revere, guys. I think you guys do. I think you guys do as well. And Kevin Biggio, guys, goes 0 for 4 in the ball game. Walks once, but his average drops to 326. It drops to 326. He's in a big slump there as Biggio. 326 is pretty damn good if you ask me. Anthony Alford goes 2 for 4 in the game. He hits the 3 RBIs and also walks once in the game, scores a run. He's had a really, really bad start to his year, so to see him go 2 for 4 in the game is really nice. He's hitting 176 for the season. Not a very good start there for Anthony Alford. And then let's go down there to the AA New Hampshire Fisher Cats because the MLB Toronto Blue Jays suck. All right, and let's go down here. Espinal goes 0 for 4. Well, that's not fun. For the Bats, Chad Spanberger, if you guys remember the name, we acquired him, I think it was in the Sungwon O trade last year. He went 2 for 4 in the game. He's only hitting 180, so he's having a tough start to his year, but he goes 2 for 4 with an RBI there today. Good to see there. And Nate Pearson makes his AA New Hampshire debut, and he goes 5 innings, 2 hits, no runs, does not walk a batter, and strikes out 8 over 5 innings. Nate Pearson, he's coming, Jays fans. His first start in AA was fantastic. I think Yenzi Diaz actually came into, my boy Yenzi Diaz came in to relieve him and kind of got lit up, so damn. But Nate Pearson was spectacular, and that's really what we're going to go off of because the Blue Jays suck. Or at least they're reeking right now. Down there in A-ball, Joey Murray, I think he's 1996, my age. He's 22-year-old, 23-year-old, went 5 innings, didn't allow a run, 2 hits, 1 walk, 6 Ks. Good job there by Joey Murray. But other than that, nothing really to report there down in the minor leagues other than Anthony Alford and Ben Revere and Nate Pearson. A little bit of Lourdes Gurriel Jr. in there. Because the actual Major League Toronto Blue Jays got 6 hits and didn't get a run again today. They had no runs on 3 hits yesterday, and they've lost 4 straight games. They're 15-21, kind of what we expected, but maybe not this bad over the last little while. And the Blue Jays, they look to salvage a game out of this series, which I don't know at this point. Tomorrow night, 7:07, first pitch at Rogers Center, Kyle Gibson versus Trent Thornton are the starting pitchers there tomorrow night. Look, if you want to take any positive out of this, out of tomorrow, at least from what we're reading right now, you don't have to face Martin Perez. You don't have to face Jose Barrios. Those 2 pitchers have had very, very good starts to their year. Kyle Gibson's 2-1 with a 4.68 ERA. Trent Thornton, he's 0-3, but he's on a 4.08 thanks to his really good last start. We went 7 strong against the Rangers. I guess that's the one hope I have for tomorrow. All I want is I just don't want to get swept. Can we salvage one? Because then after that series, the Jays have a day off on Thursday. And then on Friday, they welcome in the Chicago White Sox. I'll be going to that game. And I read one of your comments in the last video about why are you taking your girlfriend to that game? I mean, like, the only reason we're going is because we're getting a hotel downtown for her birthday. And we thought, let's just go to a ball game, have a good time. You know, and then that's that, right? You know what I'm saying? Have a good time. I mean, the Blue Jays might help us and get a win. I mean, they're facing the White. Who's the pitching for the White Sox in that game? Dylan Covey, 6 innings. Okay, so there you go. I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen there on Friday. Excuse me, guys. Still fighting this cold. I got through almost the entire video. I got through almost the entire Raptor video, but couldn't do it, guys. I apologize. All right, so you know what, guys? That is gonna do it for this absolute mess of a ball game. Smack that like button if you guys enjoyed this video and not the game. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, your thoughts on a little bit of a new setup here. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on all of that. And the game, the prospects, Ben Revere, what are your thoughts on that situation? Also, Lourdes Gurriel playing the outfield. What are your opinions on all that stuff? And Evan and I will talk to you guys podcast edition Thursday afternoon. Links are in the description for the podcast channel and for the podcast itself on iTunes. Twitter is also down below. Follow up, send me a DM. Do all that great stuff. I apologize, guys. I mean, I'll get through this at some point. Oh my goodness, what happened there? That was a surprise cough. Check out Mo Buckets on Twitter. Blue Jays Wave on Instagram, guys. Great guy, great content. Quick on the posts. Love it. He's already, right after the game was posted, probably like what, maybe 10 minutes after the game was over, he's already posted the post-game stats and everything. Go check him out, guys. Blue Jays Wave on Instagram. Mo Buckets on Twitter. Great guy, great content. And I hope to have him on the podcast very, very soon. I'm going to talk to him more about that as time goes along here. And once the Raptors wind down at some point, which I'm hoping is until June. But we're going to have to wait to see how that plays out, all right? And speaking of the Toronto Raptors, Game 6 of the Eastern Conference semifinals goes on Thursday night. 8 p.m. tip-off there in Philly. And I can speak for every single Toronto fan, every single Raptor fan when I say this. I want this series over on Thursday. Yeah, Game 7 at home. It's going to be loud. It's going to be crazy. But it's Game 7. You don't want it to get that far. So for the Raptors, you go back to Philly. If you play like you did today, you're ending that series. All right? Let's see what happens there on Thursday, 8 p.m. tip-off there at Wells Fargo Center in Philly. And as for the Toronto Blue Jays, like we said, they play in the finale there tomorrow night, 7:07 first pitch at Rogers Center. Kyle Gibson versus Trent Thornton. Trent Thornton looks for his first win. He also looks to kind of continue what he did against the Texas Rangers down there in Texas. If he can pitch like that again today or tomorrow, the Jays can have a victory under their belt. We're going to have to wait and see how that plays out, guys. So thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you guys then.